What's going on, everybody? We're back with another podcast. We're up here for the Middle Zone opener. Partially distracted by Sunday Night Football right now. But we're up here with the crew up in, I don't even want to say the location. But we got Matt, Brandon, my dad, and Goodman here. Goodman, are you awake still?
Oh, yeah. Just watching some football.
Goodman.
The mic's not even near you.
Ray's stealing it.
Not stealing it.
With his Snuggie?
No, Snuggie.
Ray's got underwear and Snuggie.
You're going to have Snuggie later.
Jesus.
Over at Trappers.
Yep.
Flappers.
Flapjackers. No, this weekend we went out hunting. Not a bad weekend. I don't know. What do you guys think about this weekend or this year? This is our, second annual kind of opening weekend coming up here in camping and spending the weekend?
Second annual Middle Zone opener.
Yeah. I mean,
one of these years we're going to hit it to where everyone actually gets to come.
yeah, we only have half the crew pretty much.
I mean, we were all
we're
here.
only too short.
We were all here minus the Dirty Ginger. Jimmy had to go home early because he was a little sick.
Magically
And,
got better the next day.
Yeah, and Devin likes overtime more than he likes duck hunting for some reason.
Even though we planned it for a whole year.
Yeah.
Well, it usually happens the same time every year. So
Right,
it's not like they change the dates on us. But,
But
it was
overall,
good.
it's been a good weekend.
It was good. Jake come up and hunted with us on Saturday morning, so that was cool. Lauren was here.
I mean, it's tough because we obviously it's 2-3 hour drive for most of us, and we can't get up here and scout, and we can't do this, can't do that, and we kind of rely on Corey and Trent, which big thanks to those guys for taking us out Saturday. And it seems like throughout the state, you got a couple guys that are doing real good, but most of the groups that we talked to, I mean, it's been tough for everybody this year, ducks and geese wise. Obviously, ducks just opened up, but even like the geese have been real tough for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I think the difference too is the amount of crops that are still up. To be honest with you, it's been if you can't get on the crops that are down, and the ones that are down, they've either tilled already, and it's just been kind of a weird start.
Or they haven't done anything with them, and the grass is too tall, and the birds just don't want it.
Right.
I mean, we did see a lot of migrators this weekend, though.
Yeah,
we did.
Definitely seen a lot of migrators. I mean, we did see quite a bit of ducks too, not as much as we did last year, but we're not hunting the bay like everybody else does or anything. But so I can't speak on the numbers out there. I know the divers started coming in, even down by us towards home. The divers started rolling in, but I mean, it wasn't a bad weekend at all, though.
No.
Our biggest thing was, like you said, is we can't scout it. We can't. We don't have a lot of knowledge, I guess, of the area. We have a few spots that we know that we can go, and a couple farms that we can hunt. But it's like I said, if the crops aren't down and we can't get in those certain areas, we rely on a couple known spots, which we did fairly well yesterday in. Actually, we did well this morning in. So it was, for me personally, being the second annual Great Lakes weekend for the opener is more just about hanging out and doing something different, and then we'll be on our home turf soon, but just coming up here and having a good time, yeah. So that's pretty much what it's about.
For Matt and Goodman, what were your thoughts on your guys' first time up? I mean, you guys have never even been up to the cabin, camper, whatever you want to call it, before.
Well, it was cool. I mean, for me, that was the first time successfully hunting water. Was this weekend, so.
I can't do that. I wish we videotaped this, man.
And I got to check.
How do you even keep talking after
I
that?
don't know. I'm trying to
You
just
just
ignore
used
it.
a little Dick Eddie over here. I mean,
trying to
geez,
ignore
oh, Pete, man.
Ray's over here showing Goodman his turtle head.
Yeah.
Stupid turtle head.
Yeah. I got to check 2 ducks off my bucket list.
2 turtle heads off your bucket list.
Yeah. Shot a wood deck.
Wood deck.
You guys a wood duck and a ring neck, so that was cool.
And I'll tell you what, though, I was surprised. There was a couple shots, but you were the last one to shoot on opening day for the goose hunt. You guys absolutely creamed the geese out there.
Yeah, it was a good feeling.
Yeah, I would too.
Creamed them, But I mean,
Sorry.
you know, you had a good time up here for the first time coming up. It's a whole different atmosphere up here, though.
Yeah,
So
it's
you're
different.
a different world compared to down.
It's
by us.
different for sure. It's good.
What about you, Matt? You've said about no word so far.
Yeah, right. It's definitely a change of scenery. But hopping back onto the water like me and Brandon used to do before we met you guys, it was honestly really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all you got.
I mean, yeah.
Jeez,
What do you want me to say?
We're gonna be one shy next year too. Matt's not coming back up. No,
There
I'm just
you
joking.
I'm putting this in the box.
No, I mean it's a good time just coming up, changing
Check.
stuff. I mean, even the lakes that we hunt here compared to back home, and not dealing, even though they are public land that we're not used to, not dealing with hardly any other groups of hunters out there. I mean, it's so nice to just be able to jump out there and be able to shoot some ducks and relax. And
Well, I mean, the body of water we're hunting is maybe the size of one unit at Point Belay.
well, the lake itself isn't, but the area, like the bay that we hunt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not big at all, but I mean, just like any water though, it's so unpredictable. We never know what to do. I mean, I feel like the duck numbers are down already from last year compared to what we've seen
Yeah.
this year. I feel like we only seen like a quarter amount of the ducks.
Yeah, I don't know if they've even really started to come down yet fully.
Well, I'll tell you, those weather.
This
probably
is going to
start
move
moving
them. Yeah, for sure. We've had 2 days of
36
Between-
is in the morning.
38 and between 10 and 30 mile an hour north winds.
Yeah, and we definitely, like I said, we definitely see some migrators rolling this weekend.
Well, the 4 geese we got on the water last night were
yeah,
350 yards up, and 3 of them were under 5 pounds.
Yeah, tiny birds. I mean, even the ones on Saturday, they're
Oh,
literally the size of a farm duck.
Yeah.
I mean, just tiny
Couple,
flight birds.
like what, 2 or 3, like actual,
Like, yeah,
not necessarily a grader, but the normal size goose we expect to see here, and then the rest of them were
Peony.
3-4 pound Canadas that are
tiny geese.
yeah,
Tiny geese.
a little bit bigger than a big mallard.
And I'll tell you what, though, too, I wish we would have hunted that pond. Both ponds that we scouted, or that
Yeah.
Corey's got and that we try to get on. But
Yeah.
decoying geese over water is just a whole different, like, type of giving it up compared to what we're used to.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely wouldn't mind looking into more inland ponds or loaf ponds or stuff back home. But in reality, we don't have the stuff like up here does.
Yeah.
You know, there's lakes in every single square mile. And, you know, I feel like up here even too, the geese are so much like plentiful just because it's first agriculture they're hitting on their flight down. I mean, you're going to have your local birds, obviously. Just like some of the guys that we talked to up here that hunted today, they shot them up. But, I mean, the flight birds are stopping here first and going on from there.
Well, and for us, the bodies of water are, the Great Lakes.
Right.
Erie obviously is, for all intents and purposes, in our backyard. And the roost ponds, bodies of water, if you will, 90% of them are quarries that
Yeah.
we can't get on. The corporations own them, and obviously insurance and stuff. They're not going to let guys go out there and shoot it up. So,
Which, I mean, that's a whole thing, too, where, you obviously got to be smart with what you're shooting with pond-wise, because,
Yeah.
like, when we scouted the one pond last night, me and Goodman, like, we didn't know if they're roosting there, if they're loafing there, what they're going to be doing, so, obviously, get there in the morning and hopefully set up, but at the same time, if they're sitting there, wait for them to leave and then set up. It
Yeah.
might be an all-day sit, but playing it smart, not that we're shooting these birds every day, but at the same time, like, doing it the right way.
and that's just the adventure with coming up here. We don't ever know what necessarily is here, really, until we get here.
I'll tell you what's here is just more and more BS with the waterfowl industry
Yeah, that's
that we won't get into, but just
yeah.
a bunch of dumb stuff. But I don't know. All in all, a good weekend. I was a little skeptical the first day. Corey, we've been talking for a while now, and Corey said that we're going to be running traffic on a dirt field, which I was like, don't really know how to expect, like, how we're going to do on a dirt field. You can't see decoys at all or anything.
Yeah.
But the amount of birds that we've seen, and you know, I didn't think we did that bad. Burritos were good.
Yeah, burritos
Burritos
were
were
excellent.
good.
Thank you, Trent.
Yeah, Matt ate 18 of them. Goodman ate 2.
18. Yeah, you hear that?
You did, didn't you?
No. I had 3. Brandon over here had 4, and
I
how
had
many?
4 and 3 hash browns.
You hear that
Bro.
bus
I'm a
back
growing-
up?
Jeez.
You hear that?
But are
I'm a
you counting the
growing
ones that
boy.
you stuffed in your pocket?
The bus was backing up when
No.
Matt started talking.
I don't
I am a growing boy. All right.
Yes, you are.
know, but it was a very like different hunt compared to what we're used to, and we're not used to even setting A-frames up in the middle of a field either.
And that was
Yeah.
totally different.
I mean, back home we're sitting fence lines or any weed
It was-
line.
It was closer to our at-home hunting style than last year. We were
For
at
sure.
least in a path that had other tall grass,
Yeah, last year I think we set right up in the middle of it.
right in the middle of a cornfield that had been mowed,
Yeah,
so it was flat.
Yeah.
And
I kind of like it because we always talk about changing it up with either spreads or numbers or however we do it, but there's times where like they
beer
change
pit.
it up here. They literally do it
Beer
much
puree.
differently than we do it back home, and I think it's maybe stuff that we take back with us and try every once in a while because they are seeing some of the same stuff there.
The biggest thing up here though, there's so many birds and there's so many different areas to hunt. I mean, we're hunting, a roost or 2 here and there, and it's not like here where you got a lake every other mile and there's birds coming off of that lake all the time. Like we can't afford to give up those hunts and burn those fields over trying something like that compared to like trying a different decoy spread or will it work? Probably, but it's just our confidence levels of doing it. It's just like silhouettes and full bodies, basically.
Well, still not a fan of the silhouettes, but
No, me either.
they
Definitely
take
not
a bullet
the
like a champ. I'll tell you that.
yeah, some BBs. They definitely take the BBs.
They,
Yeah,
they
no.
they definitely take the BBs better than decoys that are ours. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that. I mean, it helps out when they're not our decoys.
Did you
Sorry.
see that decoy that got sprayed yesterday?
It looks like Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. We,
We've had 1 or 2 of those before, but we don't have to put them back in our bag. That's a good thing.
Yeah, shout out Bryce for that one.
yeah. Sorry about the decoy.
Don't
part.
look in your dye bomb bag. But yeah, I mean, all in all, not a bad weekend. Fun weekend, fun little getaway, guys trip. I mean, there's always memories to be made, and we're shooting birds and doing stuff that we're not used to be doing.
I think the one thing that we're gonna take out, and we do it every year, is how to improve next year.
Yeah.
And how to get better, and even the planning, like the food things, and how we're gonna set up, and just who's coming, who's not coming. I mean, so if Devin, if you're gonna hear it, it's 1 year from this weekend. It's
I
gonna
don't
be
think Devin's listened to one podcast.
Middle Zone opener 1 year from today, or yesterday, I should say. But no, but again, it's coming up here, and it's actually it's hard because in the summer we come up and we vacation up here, right? But in the summer, I think we need to start taking a little bit of time and maybe trying to find that other place or that other inland lake or somewhere else we can find, or something that we can rely on and just start growing, just like we did down there. Is we need to start growing a little bit and the planning part of it. And I think being an annual thing, I think this will be it's a lot of fun. I mean,
Biggest thing up here is trying to find bodies of water. Most of the fields are, there's the locals that live up here that have that.
Right.
If we can find those bodies of water that are holding birds,
Right.
that aren't, another hour and a half north or whatever, then I think it could definitely be a lot better that way.
I mean, for you, Matt, did you see any difference? I know you didn't get out from the camper much, but did you see any difference between like back home and up here though?
What do you mean?
Like, we stopped at Frank's, aka Jerry's, Goodman likes to call it,
Yeah.
Jerry.
and
Good
Goodman
place.
One and the
Goodman
same.
realized how big of a deal it was, like waterfowl hunting up here compared to back home. Because I feel like, I mean,
We
obviously,
don't really have those little stores though. We have
No,
Cabela's.
we don't, but I'm just saying, like, there's so many people that were up here this weekend, like the middle zone opener. I mean, there's so many guys nowadays that are following the duck opener, whether they're out of staters. We were seeing plays from Pennsylvania, Ohio, wherever, pulling mud boats and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean,
Lots of Wisconsin.
you've seen a lot of Wisconsin. So I mean, just there's people following it everywhere. Compared to back home, we really just don't run into that kind of stuff, you know.
Right.
Was there anything else that kind of stuck out to you that was different from back home? You either, Goodman?
I mean, just the amount of people that were out. I mean, we don't see that very often. But then again, I feel like where we're from, a lot of the people that we see are out hunting the water, so we don't run into them too often.
Yeah. I mean, for us too, with hunting fields most of the time, I mean, granted, the people that we do know, they're either hunting with us or we're talking to them every single day, but up here, you just never know who you're going to run into, guys.
I feel like we know most people down there.
Yeah, and I think that's the worst part about being up here, though, too, at this time of year anyway, is when you don't know a lot of the people around here. That's when, like, just the BS drama that everybody tries
Yeah.
to get away from is, instead of just sitting here and enjoying the weekend or some hunts and stuff. And that's what's so nice about the property that we hunt, not dealing with that kind of stuff, you
Yeah.
know.
I'll tell you what, we were talking about it a little bit, and if we are able to get up here one of those slow weekends in early season and hunt that pond next year or the year after, whenever,
Yeah.
that'd be a fun time.
Yeah, no, that would be huge. That would definitely be huge. We definitely got to plan that, but we talk about it, but it's the doing part of it compared to like the talking aspects of everything. But I don't know. You can say that with everything, though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we need to utilize a little bit of that time, like you say, if we're slowed down where we're at, which usually the last couple of years we have been.
There's a
Even
week
get
or
up here
two.
and hunting and scouting, even. You know, spending a weekend in scouting up here and finding that for the middle zone opener, because when we're coming up here, I mean, honestly, we're kind of a little more focused on just the ducks part. You know, we'd like to shoot more ducks because it's the duck opener. But as far as, you know, geese, you know, we love shooting the geese as well. But, you know, just doing some things a little bit different, maybe getting, like you said, a little more involved with the scouting, getting up here a little bit sooner, trying to expand and find some more bodies of water we can hunt.
I think what's nice too, though, like Brandon, what you shot 2 ducks in the last 2 years, or 2 different species of ducks in the last 2 years that you've never shot before.
Yeah. The little lake that we're hunting up here is, I was actually just getting ready to say, it's kind of like a mystery bag.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
really
it's-
is.
The lake, from what we understand, is max depth like right around 20 feet.
Right.
I think at the widest point, it's like 300 yards wide.
Probably.
And last year we shot bluebills, and this year we shot those ringnecks.
Hmm.
We seen 2 buffies Friday night before opener when we went out there and checked it out.
Which who knows how many buffies are actually out there.
Right. So I mean, it's just the mystery lake. You know, you wouldn't expect to see those birds that
Right.
normally are on big water, and we come out here and shoot them out of this little, you know, basically a pond.
Yeah.
It's called a lake, but it's, you know,
It's not
to me that's not a lake. You know.
And that's the hard. That's what's so weird about us. Like we're like with Erie in our backyard and stuff like that. Like we're not used to these smaller inland lakes like that, and
Yeah.
seeing divers out there in those kind of scenarios. And,
Right.
and we're shooting puddlers, we're shooting divers, we're shooting geese, and we're sitting in a swamp basically.
Yeah, and I mean, the more I think about it, the more it kind of makes sense. You know, they're moving down from the north, and essentially right now, I mean, yes, we're in the middle zone opener, but we are basically smack in the middle
Yeah.
of Michigan. I mean, we're a slight bit to the east.
I
but if
think
we
that
go-
west wind that we had kind of messed some of those birds up too. That
Yeah.
northwest wind. I mean, I think that wind does a lot more with the birds' migrations compared to what people
Yeah. Well, and you go
think.
about 35, 40 minutes west of here, and you got Higgins and Houghton.
Yeah.
And those are, you know, those are 2 big lakes.
Yeah.
Higgins is crazy deep, and there's a lot that lake gets a lot of diver action. The birds just stopping in for a few days
Mm-hmm.
before they continue south, so it's not as crazy as it seems, I guess, for them to be over here. You know.
Well, one of those lakes you were talking about, you seen what, a king eider out there?
Yeah, I seen a king eider. think it was about 3 years ago on Higgins, middle of summer.
Which is insane.
Yeah, just chilling out in the middle of the lake all by himself.
That's nuts that you can
And
think
then
about.
this year, Labor Day weekend, I seen like a 6 or 8 pack of pintails
Which obviously we don't get a ton of in
cruising.
Michigan.
Yeah, cruising through.
Were they young or?
2 of them looked like they had good sprigs on them. The other ones were hard to tell. They were moving pretty quick.
We
And
could
we were
have
on
been
a
pens maybe.
Yeah, we were on a public beach and had my 3 kids and my buddy's 2 kids running around, so it was just a quick look up to see that I knew they were pintails, and then it was back to chasing the kids.
Right. I mean, for me, all in all, just spending the time with you guys and the family up here and stuff is obviously what I look forward to, in spending the time with our friends up here and getting the opportunity to hunt with those guys in the field and stuff, regardless of how many birds we kill or what we even see. I mean, even opening morning, the amount of birds that we've seen out there, I mean, there was probably, 3,000-4,000 birds that we've seen?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was just a non-stop since
I mean, we've seen probably 1,000 sandhill cranes.
we never see those even
Yeah.
back home.
Not like that. I mean,
Not-
we
not
see
like
them, but
that.
not like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'd see them, but not
You know,
numbers of hundreds at a time.
Yeah, we'd see, 200-300 sandhills, and then here comes 400 or 500 geese.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then it
it-
would kind of die for a second, and then here comes a couple sandhills and
Yeah.
some more geese and swans and just all kinds of stuff. They didn't really want to play the game opening day.
Which I feel like that wind had a little bit to do with it, and the spot we were at in the field, we were kind of in that low spot. If we sat at that
Yeah.
top spot,
Yeah, they definitely had a stiff wind to fight, and I think they just kind of gave up when they hit that second set of power lines and
yeah,
said, "The hell with you guys, we're going back."
Yeah.
And the
I-
ones we got to come across, they did what they were supposed to, and
well, they gave it up for sure.
We
Our,
got
our
some
shooting
shooting
was a
in.
little poor, but
yeah.
we got the job done though.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all going to be, 40, 50, 60 bird hunts.
No.
I mean, I think we got 16 geese and
8
or
ducks.
8 or 10 ducks
Yeah, something
this
like that.
weekend. I mean,
For not knowing
essentially
what's gonna
coming,
happen.
yeah, essentially
Definitely.
coming in blind. It was, it was a good hunt. I mean, I'm sure there's guys out there that are going to say, "Oh, we shot, a 8-man limit of
Right.
ducks opening morning." Well, that's awesome for you. We didn't get that lucky, but we had a good time and
That's all that matters.
we got what we got.
I think the craziest part of this weekend was last night, opening day for the evening hunt.
Yeah, that was.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we as soon as we sat down, I think within the half hour we had 7 birds down.
Yeah, we got out kind of late. We wanted to be there at like 3:34. We didn't finish. I think we threw the last decoy in at like 5:05 or 5:03, something like that. And by 5:10, we had 4 geese down, and by 5:15, 5:20, we had 3 ducks.
For a lake, like a spot where we're not scouting, we don't even know, like you
Yeah.
said, what to even expect or what we're even going to be shooting at or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, and where we sat up, every single bird landed around the corner from us.
Right.
So the first, those geese, we had to get up and sneak through the woods and
Yeah.
pop out on them, and they hopped up, and we were fortunate and got all 4 of them, and then we sat back down where we were and hoping the ducks would come to us, and that first group of ringnecks we shot at landed
Same spot
almost
as geese.
identical to where the geese were at, so we all just stood up and left the decoys where they were at and moved 35, 40 yards to the left and sat down, and we only shot 2 more ducks.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's not forget about the real champ Ellie.
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
lot of
I think
swimming.
did a really good job this weekend
she
for
did.
sure.
She did a lot of swimming.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing
A lot
with
of hard
water
swimming.
hunting was they want to be in that stagnant water and get out of that rough water though too.
yeah.
That's what we tried tonight. Birds didn't fly at all tonight with a little bluebird sky and a little bit of wind and stuff, but not as good as we were hoping to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we seen them pouring in there this morning. We seen them pouring in there last night, and they just didn't want to fly at all. It seemed like tonight.
Yeah, and well, last night it definitely helped. We had those couple
Little spurs of-
drizzles come
yeah.
pouring through, and there ended up being that little rainbow that the end of it happened to be directly
Right
in
in
the
the
spot
pocket.
where we were killing
Right,
these birds.
right.
So that was kind of our little, we got our pot of gold.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all in all, I mean, a solid weekend though. I
Yeah.
mean, without really any expectations of what's going to happen or what we're going to shoot or if we're even going to shoot. I mean, solid weekend, solid group of guys that we've hunted with. Every time we come up here, it seems like we're meeting new people and learning new things, even for ourselves back at home wise. And
yeah,
whether it be good or bad, we're still learning at the same time.
One thing for me when we come up here too, it's funny because Saturday morning, not a lot of ducks flying. Like you guys said, we set the spread, and right away is the big difference in speed going from goose to duck.
Oh yeah.
Hey, here they come, get ready, boom, they're by us
The
before
one
you even
shot
know
call
it.
I had, it was like 20 yards, 30 yards past.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
never mind.
but that kind of gives us a little bit of a heads up for next
Yeah.
weekend. We're on them back home, but the speed of the ducks compared to the geese is always eye opening. It's like, whoa, here we go.
Yeah.
Get ready to shoot, and
that's for sure.
actually some good shooting yesterday by us too. I'll tote our own horn on that one. We stoned some birds that were out there pretty good yesterday. That wood duck was out there quite a ways and stoned it, but I think Matt hit it good too. And he said that Ellie really he saved us a lot. She saved us a lot. I mean, for getting those birds. I mean, she retrieved every bird we had yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So that was
We didn't even have to get in the water.
that was great.
I know Ray was looking forward to getting on that kayak, but
That was
Ellie,
not.
Ellie wouldn't let him.
No.
He was excited to get in that top bunk a little bit ago too, but you wouldn't let him either. So
Well,
what are you gonna say about
the
that?
night's young, Goodman. The night's young.
Yeah, that we have a custom. That is definitely a custom job kayak somebody made in their garage.
Yeah.
We got it for free though, and it floats.
But it does a job. We got a paddle and it floats.
You might as well be floating on a 2x4 out there. And
Yeah, you definitely
Well, sketchy.
you definitely can't move rapidly. That is for sure.
well, I remember last year even it was super. I want to say last year I had to get out there and
Yeah.
use that kayak.
Well, your dad almost drowned opening morning last year.
'Cause
in
of
a
Brandon.
kayak. No, fuck you. I saved your life that morning.
Mouth to mouth.
No,
No,
he was.
That was Devin's job.
He was boofing or whatever you
Yeah.
call it.
Oh man!
I had to proof him back to life. No, Devin gave him the mouth to mouth. I just stopped the kayak from going over.
We're talking about boofing. His ass to mouth or mouth to mouth? What are we talking about
It
here?
was
Well, his
straw
ass,
to
my ass, his mouth.
straw into his ass with a little bit of coke and
That's something new I learned this weekend. Just so
Got him back to life.
I'm definitely behind on that kind of.
yeah, we taught Ray what boofing was.
But that
If you guys don't know,
no, well, we don't. need to
don't
know.
look it up.
Yeah, don't. That's something I wish I didn't know, but
The conversations we have in the blind are just.
Oh,
Yeah,
we talked
that's,
about it today.
Yeah,
People
this
would
whole,
judge us. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that's a thing that beats the amount of birds that we shoot. Just spending the time out here and joking and having a good time about everything. I mean, birds are just a plus.
Yeah.
Like I said, just to get away and stuff like that is.
I mean, we miss Devin and Jimmy for sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well,
Jimmy anyway.
Jimmy for
yeah,
sure.
Jimmy for sure. Yeah.
I thought it was a little bit more relaxed this weekend. We had a
Oh,
lot of
for
fun,
sure.
but like we get home, it's game on. Alright, Devin.
No,
You know,
definitely relaxed just because of the fact that we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it was
Back
just
at home,
fun,
we're
yeah.
putting all this time in and stuff, and like I said before, shout out to Trent and Corey for putting the time in all week and trying to get us on the birds for Saturday, and
Yeah.
we were going to try to do it today as well, but it's just we know what it takes to find the birds, and especially up here, I was telling Trevor, like, you can drive for days and not see anything, but you could also drive for days and see tons of birds. I mean, there's just so much to like look at.
Yeah.
And,
well, we drove around quite a bit Friday night and
yeah,
only seen a handful.
compared to like what we actually seen flying.
Yeah, Saturday morning, Friday night we drove around and seen maybe 50 birds.
Yeah, probably maybe a little bit more than that. But I'd say around 100 because I think the Friday and Saturday, I want to say, were the 2 days that it was like the previous weekend with Paul and those guys. Like they would feed in the morning and then maybe feed in the afternoon, but just feed morning to like mid afternoon.
Right, but me and Matt checked that pond that you guys checked
Mhm.
yesterday.
Nothing.
Friday morning, There was not
One-
a single.
one
There's
goose.
2 birds,
Was it two?
2 geese.
2 geese. That was it.
That was
That's
it.
the one on the side of the road.
Yeah, 2 geese. And then you guys check it yesterday, and there's 300.
Yeah.
And another 150, 200 coming into it.
Yeah.
So you definitely see, and I'm sure we'll see it at home. As soon as those birds start getting shot at, they know where to go when they're not going to get shot at.
For sure. Yeah.
It only takes one bird that's been through a season
Mhm.
that knows where he's not going to get shot to take the rest of those birds to where they're not going to get shot.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I don't know. I think that's what we do as a group very well, though, too, is like the amount of pressure that we put on our birds on certain roosts. And,
Yeah.
and keeping them not so second guessing of flying out to the ag fields compared to the soccer fields or baseball fields in town.
Yeah, I mean, we were fortunate last year with the one field that we got 6 hunts out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the birds just kept coming back.
Yeah.
Normally, we wouldn't even think about doing that. I mean, the one weekend we hunted it both days
Yeah.
and pounded them both days. And then hunted it again the following weekend. Only once that weekend, but still.
I mean, I think that's what we won last year. I think we should have probably over 100 geese out of, which, some people,
Yeah.
nothing, but for us, weekend warriors and stuff, I mean, that's a lot of birds.
Yeah, we shot it. I think we shot over 100 geese and 100 ducks out of that field.
Probably.
Oh, at least for sure.
Probably. For sure. But,
You know what? I think you're right. The two earlier we were talking about like the amount of birds we shoot. Especially when you come up here, the numbers really don't matter. It's kind of a, like Kyle said, a guy's weekend. Just get away and hang out and have a good time and
learn new lingo.
yeah, new lingo. Knowing that.
Hear stories at trappers.
Oh yeah, plenty of those we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah. So it's always good too. Like I said, the numbers aren't. I mean, we're coming back with a pretty good number of birds. So we're happy with it, and it's onto the grind at home for the next basically 2 months. 2 months we're hitting it pretty hard next 2 months. So looking forward to hunting with everybody back when we get there next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, this year too, like we've all constantly getting spy point updates, and we're checking our trail cameras for deer, where last year we were like, oh,
Screw deer.
who gives a shit? It's just another deer.
Right.
Yeah, I think this year it's also important, which I'm kind of learning too, to kind of break it up, because like there's a certain point of the year where we all kind of get burnt out on waterfowl hunting, and it happens to everybody, whether it's us or just people that are hunting public land constantly. To be able to split that time up and,
Yeah.
Even if you're just deer hunting during the week or whatever it is, just split the time up and go out there and actually enjoy it instead of being like, man, why are we even doing this compared to anything else?
What are you doing?
I don't know. You
Leave
hit
it
that, and I
alone.
thought it.
Ray's over here breaking shit.
I ain't breaking nothing.
Leave them
Just
alone.
shaking the microphone.
I can tell this weekend definitely hit all of us pretty hard, though.
Oh, I'll tell you what,
mean-
after that nap this afternoon,
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about the day after opening day.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
We all came back and
What are you doing? You got a poop?
we're
No.
dead. I mean,
What-
11,
Whoa,
11:30,
whoa, whoa,
12
Ray,
o'clock
keep that-
rolled
keep
around,
that
and
blanket on.
Father?
Whoa,
we
whoa,
were
whoa.
we were all dead to the world.
Cover it up.
I can't even.
I thought you were kneeling down. I
Stand up.
thought you were kneeling down.
welcome to this camper.
I thought you were going to kneel in here. I'll cover you up. Go ahead.
Just for
Right.
those of you that obviously
What else
can't
can we
see us,
say?
there's 5 dudes in a 24-foot camper.
I'm so
26.
glad we
Get
don't
it right.
record this stuff. Which hopefully that is coming soon though, because I think that will be a big thing for us, and hopefully uploading onto YouTube and for Instagram wise and stuff, and get some of that stuff down. But thank God right now we're not recording.
I can't waste many more of these.
A guy can't even blow his nose around here.
What are you talking about? I thought you were blowing something else.
Jesus Christ.
Ray was over here doing something else.
No, he started like kneeling down as I opened the blanket.
Goodman, you guys were just moving.
No,
Get the fuck
Ray's,
out of here.
that was what?
uh,
That,
All right,
Sending mixed
changing
signals.
topics. I
Yep.
mean, is there anything else
Back
that
to
you
the
guys got to say about this weekend and like,
I'm kind of disappointed right now.
Matt and Goodman, like for you guys' first, middle zone opener? I mean, is there anything that you guys got to say that we didn't say, or any opinions about anything?
No, I mean, like I said at the beginning, getting on the water, shooting ducks.
I mean, you're new
That's
to all this
awesome.
too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a big
I
thing.
mean, first time I put on waders was yesterday.
Scared to go in the
Oh,
water.
dude.
He was definitely scared
It was
to
like
go
a
in the water.
newborn baby giraffe walking through the water,
Well, I will say, I had muck up to my shins.
which is nothing compared to some
I
spots.
guess,
He
but
took his first 10 steps into the water and looks at me and goes, "Bro,
You gotta get that decoy.
this is so weird. The water is like compressing my legs."
yeah, it was weird.
And I'm like, yeah, that's how it feels. And then he was kind of,
Ryan's like, "What's wrong with you? You're just walking in the water. Calm down."
yeah.
Yeah.
He's, how do you guys move so fast out here?
Ray's out there
High
spinning.
knees, high knees. Do not do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Best advice I can give you is drag your feet.
Yeah.
You use
Lift and
those-
drag, lift and drag.
Yeah, you use those high knees. You'll find a log one of these times and eat shit.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my first opening morning back at home. I was high kneeing it, slipped on top of a rock and almost went under. Buddy had to save me from, grab my back and held me up because I was going under for sure, and that would have been a bad morning for me.
The plus side up here right now is the water's actually not that cold, so
Just the air is
it
freezing.
would have sucked,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's
wouldn't
it
have
wouldn't have been as bad as if
Right.
someone went under in mid-November.
I mean, compared to last weekend to this weekend, with temperature-wise, though, it's been absolutely insane.
Yeah, it is like in the 80s last weekend, and it's like 30 degrees out right now.
But so that was kind of the recap for the weekend wise. What are you guys feeling for the upcoming season for downstate and hunting back at the house? I mean, you guys, what are you guys looking forward to?
I'm excited to get back to the, our home ground.
Yeah,
Definitely, what we know best.
yeah, no, I am too, and I think every year I feel like we're getting better. We're getting the right group of guys out there. We're getting closer to just that I don't know, dominant state where we're constantly killing, which obviously it's not all about that, but we're constantly having more successful hunts, and it's taken a lot of years to get there. But I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah, we definitely put in the work down there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully, we were able to shoot some ducks this year
Yeah.
earlier than we did last year, because the ducks never showed up till.
For sure.
Yeah,
2 weeks prior.
I was just say we really only had ducks last year for about the last 2-3 weekends of the season.
Yeah, but it was a very dry year as well
Yeah.
compared to this
Yeah,
year. I mean,
fortunately, we've had quite a bit of rain the last month and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully this rain continues for the next few days.
I don't know. We'll see what we can get into. I mean, so far from what we're hearing and what we've seen, it should be a pretty good opening weekend for sure.
Yeah. Definitely getting this little break, and say we put in the work up here, but not as much as we do down there. So
I've for sure seen more ducks around the house this year than last year.
Yeah.
Already hitting, the fields, like that little one next to my house. It's just dirt, and there's been ducks in there, so
I mean, we'll probably hunt that opening morning.
promising. Yeah, for sure. If they
as
stay
long as
around,
they stay around.
Yeah, right.
and we've had a hell of a time this year just getting over that damn number 9.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely put a lot of work in this year, and it definitely was a struggle for sure. But
Couple of the hunts we just couldn't. There's nothing we can do about it.
no, I mean, I think we got 5 or 6 hunts in an early season,
Yeah.
which didn't seem like anything for us.
No, I mean more than last year. I
Yeah,
think we
last
hunted
year
3 times last year, early season.
Well, we're on pace as far as as we're looking at what we shot last year compared to this year, and if you look by like the numbers wise, we're actually a few more ducks already, and actually right about where we were for geese last year already. So, and like you said, we haven't hunted, but 4 times, 4 or 5 times this year?
I think
I don't
6 times back at home.
Yeah, okay, I've only hunted 5 because you guys hunted over.
Yeah, we hunted once
yeah,
in
we
Boucher,
hunted,
but
yeah.
we only got 1 bird.
Right,
Yeah.
and
So
that
you didn't miss
but,
much.
right. But I'm just saying. So we're last 2 years September's been a struggle. So coming in October, hopefully, and also we know crops are coming down right now. So
Yeah, I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. I mean, we've only been gone for
3 days.
3.5 days. Yeah, and everything's going to be different when we get home.
Well, I mean, the day before we left, I was out there deer hunting, and half the beans were down. So, I mean, compared to what it is now, I mean, who knows what
Right,
it is.
yeah, because when I left, a lot of those fields around me were, the bean fields anyways,
Yeah.
beans are practically laying down flat because all the rain and wind we've had, and the farmers haven't been able to get out there and get them off.
Yeah. And it seems like everybody's trail camera's been going off today, so we're going to miss out on tomorrow's hunt and try to get home early. And
Yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but I'm jumping up in a stand tomorrow night.
Me and Matt got like 98 pictures of corn stalks blowing.
That's good.
Yeah. The wind has been howling lately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
for sure.
I might be able to get out tomorrow, but got the family at home,
Yeah.
I gotta go pick my camper up.
No. But, I mean, a little bit of a shorter podcast tonight, but just kind of a recap of the weekend and stuff. And like I said, something different from us and the group wise and getting out and out of our element from back home. And it's been a solid weekend. It
More
really
time
has
for us,
been.
Goodman.
What was that?
Short podcast, more time for us.
Jesus.
You bet.
I don't even know what to say to that, Ray.
You don't have to say nothing. Just sit here.
Just take a deep breath.
Goodman's sitting on Ray's lap right now.
He's gonna be sleeping in
You're
my
gonna feel
truck
a
with the doors
pinch.
locked later.
You're gonna feel a poke.
Yeah,
That's
a little.
Yeah, after that
little
comment
fucked
there, since little Dick Eddie's on his way here, we'll probably wrap this one up here.
Yeah.
With Matt and little Dick Eddie here, we'll probably have some sort of rave going on. We'll see what's going on.
All right.
But
All right.
The rave jokes.
Why are you taking your headphones off?
I think Goodman's clocking out after that.
Goodman's cashed out for sure.
I was kind of hoping you leave those on. Everything. Oh, go ahead.
How does he just keep continuing with these comments like this?
Ray, you know what? People are going to hear this.
What people?
But no, I
All
mean,
the followers.
yeah, I'm leading on unfollowing. But all in all, good weekend, solid weekend. I think we're all kind of beat. We're all ready to kind of sleep in the morning and get after it next weekend.
Get after it starting Tuesday.
I mean, pretty much. Pretty much. I just want to thank, Migra, obviously, for all the shows. I feel like for even the ducks wise, what are you guys shooting? You guys shooting the 1s and 3s too this
Yep.
weekend?
No,
What were you shooting?
I was
Guys?
crushing
Still
them
shooting
fuckers
goose
with 2 BB.
There you go.
Well, it's surprising because even like the pigeons you're shooting tee shot at
Hey.
years prior.
You
but
know what? I'm fat and I don't like chasing shit. Shoot that fucker with too big of a load, it ain't going nowhere.
But I'll tell you what, though. I mean, Goodman, you got a comment for that one?
No comment. Man. I'm
Okay,
good.
all right.
I'll explain it to you later.
I'm good, man.
No, but it seems like that we've been really crushing the birds with that, and the GK calls for sure. The Gator decoys put in some work this weekend too, out in the marsh.
Gator decoy pole broke on us. We got to get another one.
I know
Because
we got to figure that out.
Me and Kyle are being a little rough on it.
Yeah, we got to
Snap
that
the top
bottom
off
on
of
that lake though has just been
It's weird.
It's
Yeah, it
super
goes
weird.
through
It's like 11 inches
Rocks.
of smush, and then it's bedrock.
You can't even. Yeah,
You
it's
need a
it's been tough.
jackhammer to get through it.
Yeah,
You're out
it's
there
been
trying
tough.
to dance on it. You can't dance on the thing.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you know.
Matt.
Ray was one trying to sit on it.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
SX
then.
decoys?
Yeah,
It's
SX.
like decoys.
No, just thanks to everybody for helping us out, and I don't know. I'm excited for the next weekend. This will probably drop the weekend
Never.
or the week. Yeah, the week
got a lot
of
of
our
editing to do.
opener. But I don't know anything else from anybody.
no.
I'm just excited for opener.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
just
excited for
looking
the
back
people
on.
that are going to be coming out with us this year, and possibly getting your daughter out more and
Oh, yeah.
having her experience it. And
Definitely want to get her out for a good duck hunt.
I mean, we've definitely had a lot more.
Pick them up.
Yeah, racing.
We gotta teach her how to run a camera. That'd be the thing
Oh
to
yeah,
do.
that'd be awesome.
But I mean, even this year we've ran a lot more kids out there, and it's exciting to see them
Yeah.
experience, all this stuff out there and getting them into it.
2 minutes?
But
Yeah.
no. Other than that, I think we're good. Until next time, I appreciate it.